We are live, ma'am.
Good evening, all. This is Dietitian Flora. Again, I have come up with another topic like how to gain weight. Yes, today I'm going to talk about how to gain weight. So, this world is being bombarded, and the internet has been too much of diets. Whenever we browse, we have been seeing anywhere. Not only the whole social media has been everything wherever you are searching about weight loss, but a very few will search for a healthy weight gain. So, weight gain and a healthy weight gain is very important to know in our daily lives. So, instant weight gain might have certain side effects like bloating, stomach distresses, and fluid retentions in the body. Yes, eating too much to gain weight in a 1 day or 2 days or in a week, it is not at all a good sign which can affect for the future days. It can be a side effects like as we have been seeing like bloating, stomach distresses and retentions in our body. And what people will do like eating a junk food like high fat or high carb foods can create health complications which can drastically change up your body. Like complications would be like in a hypertension or a diabetes or dyslipidemia, your sugar levels as well as your cholesterol levels, your triglycerides will go up high, or in a heart, obviously as a cholesterol levels goes up high, and it is also related to the heart problems. Okay, so that is why we have to choose a healthy weight gain, not an instant weight gain, not an eating a high fat or a high carb diet. So it is a weight gain or in a month like 1 or 2 kg per week you can gain up. Okay, gradual weight gain should be the aim, but not an instant weight gain. Okay, so what are the reasons, what are the factors, what are the tips? Today I'm going to tell you about how to gain weight. Okay, so what is a healthy weight? So as the researchers in the have been telling that like healthy weight gain has to measured by a body mass index, like by your weight, by your height, it is measured. Like underweight is nothing but below your BMI is less than 18, it's like underweight, like you are malnourished. Okay, so normal, as you're looking into the picture, the body mass index, so the normal BMI is like 22 to the above 18, 22 to 24 we give it as a normal. So now today we are talking about only the weight gain. As till now we were talking about and we have been listening so much about the weight loss, okay, obesity related problems, but today we are talking about the healthy weight gain. So people under 18, below under 18 is, it's like underweight. So it doesn't work out to measure in BMI, doesn't work out in the underweight people. So normally they use the measuring equipments like as we are looking into the picture, the measuring tape and the skin fold caliper it is there in the picture. With that we will measure the fat and also the muscle gain. So how much of the muscle has been increasing, how much of the fat content is increasing. With that calipers we will be measuring the your muscle as well as your fat. Okay, but not by the BMI. This is the main point. Okay. Underweight reasons would be like, okay, the eating disorders, like it might be anorexia nervosa, like you're not at all hungry. Okay, either you're overeating in a main meals. Okay, and you have an eating disorders, whether you might having stressed out. Okay, it might be any other complications would be there. Okay, the chronic diseases like it might have abnormal thyroid levels in your this one, as in your profiles, as well as your diabetes, your sugar levels, which has to be checked regularly, okay, and as well as your thyroid, okay, profile should be on a check. And also what might be chronic disease would be also with the tuberculosis, it might be, and also would go with the HIV and the cancers. This also will be there, that can be cause for the underweight. You should know the cause first of all. What are the reasons would be hindering you up to maintain your healthy weight gain. So always you have to be on a check, like what are the reasons are there behind you, what is this causing you, okay. So always you have to, if the problem is triggering you, if you are not with the proper weight gain, so we are be eating but still you are taking a healthy food, would be you're not maintaining a proper diet, but you are losing your weight, you have to consult your doctor, you have to get an immediate check, you have to be alert, you have to be an alert, like what are the reasons it is hindering in your body. That is the main point you need to be check out. And lack of physical activity is also one of the reason for the uh, under underweight reasons, because lack of physical activity, people who are lean, they have to strengthen up their muscle, okay. The main thing is like not only the food, the proper exercise is also must important. So lack of physical activity is also should might the reason also there for the underweight. So the thing is like doing too much of walking, you are underweight, you're normal to the weight, you're doing too much of exercise, okay, and not taking a proper calorie dense diet, okay, that you're not taking a calorie dense diet, okay, and you're doing too much of exercise, that you're not meeting up what kind of how many calories you wanted to take in a day, you're not meeting up for the day. That is also would be the reason where you need to be check on your calorie dense diet, okay. And mostly another reason would be the hereditary. Yes, everybody talks about it, like my mom is like underweight, my mom is like overweight, that is the reason I am now the underweight, నేను అందుకే బక్కగున్నాను, that is why I am lean today. We will be talking about, we will mostly will be talking to our doctors, okay, your professional ones, where you meet your doctors, you will be first thing is like my mom is underweight, that is why even I am the same. Yes, it is also the genetic thing where the hereditary is the reason where you will also be the underweight person, okay. So the risk factors of being underweight, which has to be noted, and which we have to know that the reason, the factors, okay, what are the factors, risk factors, if you are underweight, what causes you more. So the immune functions, yes, the your immunity doesn't work, you will not be having the good amount of immunity in the body, you will get easily infected to the prone infected diseases, okay, whether it might be any bacterial infections, okay, like any parasitical infections would be, any kind of diarrhea would be, okay, those are all the parasitical infections where you have to be look into. These are the factors, okay, which is important to know, like risk factors in the underweight. So always make sure you have to gain the immunity, okay. As since 2 years we have been all internet has been bombarded with the immunity, right? As everywhere we go, we are talking about to build up your immunity. The first thing is immunity. So the antigen should fight, okay. So good, taking a good immunity food, that is most important thing to get rid of this risk factors in your daily life. And other thing is like mostly we'll be seeing hearing a complaints and seeing frequently is like osteoporosis and on fractures on the underweight people. So yes, it is very common. If they fell down easily, they get fractured. Easily they get osteoporosis. It is related to the bone related disorders, okay. And That is also a risk factor. And underweight and obesity both can lead to infertility in the woman. Yes, underweight is also a factor, risk factor in the infertility, where plays an important role. It is a major cause of sarcopenia, where the loss of the muscle. Okay, you eat too much, you exercise, but still, okay, there is a risk factor of losing the muscle loss. That is where you need to be checked on it. So, at last but not least, it is major in an early deaths. Okay, yes, too much of infections, too much of disorders, too much of like all the risk factors. It should be there, and easily infected. Many other complications has been added in your up your body. That is why we might cause to the underweight people might cause to the role of the easily death. Okay, so let's see like healthy way to gain weight. Okay, healthy way. What is a healthy way to gain weight? So count over your calories. First thing is to count your calories. Counting up your calories is that to maintain up uh, how many calories are you taking. Okay, if you're taking a normal calorie diet, okay, to gain weight, obviously we'll be telling like to increase the calorie count. Okay, to increase, if you're taking almost will be extra, we need to add up. Okay, should always count your calories. Okay, if you're taking around 1200 to 1500 kilocalories, there we need to add up extra 500 calories in your diet. Okay, and next thing is like eat more. Okay, not eating only the main meals, have a frequent meals, eating more. Okay, eating like every second hourly, eating too much, not too much of food, where eating more is nothing but you have to have a healthy balanced diet where you can plan it accordingly, according to every second hourly with a healthy way. Healthy fats, healthy carbs are most important in the diet. Okay, carbs is added for the obesity also. Okay, to lose your weight but gaining the weight, what kind of carbs are important, that is also should be noted. Okay, eat meals with fibrous carbohydrates and healthy fat. That is what it is most important, like complex carbs and a healthy fats. Okay, is the most where you can, it gives you calories, where you get the calories, the extra calories, where we can add up the carbohydrates and the healthy fats has been added more. Okay, get enough protein. Yes, as we have been hearing about the protein, eating too much of protein can gain your weight. Okay, what kind of protein are you taking? What are the supplements are you taking? Are you taking in the form of plant-based protein or in the form of vegan protein or animal-based protein? You have to be look into it. And weight trainings are must. Okay, weight training is like you have to strengthen up your muscle. Okay, you have to strengthen up your muscle. Okay, not you have to, you doesn't want to store up the fat, but you have to gain your muscle, where you have to strengthen up your muscle for the future use, but not for the instant weight gain. Okay, so always remember to have in a healthy fat, a healthy protein. The protein intake should also be, you have to double it. I mean extra, depends upon the your ideal body weight, where you can add up to 0.8 to 1 to 1.2 grams of your ideal body weight, where you can increase up your protein. Okay, where the dietitian can calculate and plan accordingly and divide your calorie count, whether it might be a protein, whether it can be a carbs, whether it might be fats, where the dietitian can easily explain like what kind of protein and how much of protein, which from which foods are you getting, that is most important. So as a weight training, okay, as I'm telling you, a training is like where not only walking doesn't affect in the weight gain, but the weight lifting is most important to strengthen up your muscle. okay, where the protein, the good carbs, and the good exercise should be added up in the all these healthy ways to gain weight, as well as hydration with the high calorie smoothies, okay, where hydration is the most important. As you eat it, okay, you are taking a high carbs, a high calorie food, where your metabolism increases as the you have to get as also the metabolic waste is also being stored in your body. So when you take your way to you when you get hydrated, you can remove the waste material from your body. That is why I'm not encouraging you to take up with a detox, any kind of detox drinks, but I am telling you to add up a healthy calorie smoothies in the form of milk, in the form of egg smoothies, which is made up of like milk, banana, protein shakes can be included, okay, with a good amount of fiber, and also with a good amount of protein, where you can include nuts, and as well as you can also include with a good amount of natural fruits, where you get natural sugars, and dried dates or else raisins also can be added with the natural sugars, as well as to increase up your protein and good vitamins and minerals up in your body. So let us see like how to increase the weight scientifically, okay. As I was talking about, it is recommended as the researchers, as the studies, as by WHO, the calories, individual calories depends on your height, your BMI, as well as your basal metabolic rate, and also the physical activity. So like 1 kg per week, one should consume around, as I was talking about, extra adding up calories. It depends on your height and weight, like how much BMI it is and how much your weight you are. So in that way, we have to add up in your daily meal. Like as you're looking into the picture, it is there like the rice has been added, the chapati has been added there, with the two sabjis and one dal, and yogurt is also there, where you have been extra calories. Not only rice has been added, but a chapati is there in that, and a healthy papad would be also can be added up. You can dry roast it, or else you can not a deep fried papas, but also you can have it with a dry roast or baked papas, where you can include it in your daily diet, okay. And we as we are looking into that, there are almost two curries and two types of dals has been added. I think it is there extra added curries, okay, extra added food, where you have to include in your daily diet, where which gives you extra calories, okay. Taking only one portion of rice with only one curry, one dal, and one cup of curd doesn't give you extra calories. But adding up an extra dal and an extra curry with an extra chapati would increase and add up your calories in your daily diet, okay. This is how where you can manage your plate, okay, and increase the protein intake. As I have been talking about, always helps you to gain muscle mass, not the fat, okay, where it can be used for the increases your muscle mass. As I was talking about, one should take like 0.8 to 1.5 grams per kg of their body weight, okay. So if you are if your ideal body weight would be around 60 kilos, will be adding about extra 1.2 grams of your protein, okay. It would be around like 70 grams per day, it comes up to 80 grams per day. That is how we have to increase in your daily diet. The best protein foods would be from the non-veg, where okay, it would be like chicken, and it would be like a like fish would might be a healthy food. Healthy protein is must, is always should be included. It would be like milk, it would be like eggs, it is also been like the plant based sources would be like rajma, chole, chena. All these also gives you a good amount of protein, and protein even comes from the nuts, okay, where you have to take all kinds of milk based products, as well as legumes, Okay, all the legumes can add up, and the nuts it gives you. It would might be the cheese, a healthy yogurt would might be, uh, and a high protein milk, like a full fat milk, that is most important, where not the skim milk, okay, where you can include in your daily diet. So protein can be distributed by nuts, as I'm telling, as milk and eggs, non-veg, and was a plant-based protein can be included in your diet, okay. And as I was talking about healthy carbohydrates and fat containing foods, so always choose where it is to aid up your body mass for your leads to a healthy weight gain. As I was talking about complex carbohydrates, where you can also, if you, always we suggest for the obesity people have a brown rice, but if you are underweight, still you can go with brown rice because it's a complex carb. It is a healthy carb. Okay, that is what the portion sizes is important. How much quantity are you taking? So always increase your plate. Okay, increase your portion sizes, increase your plate. Do not choose always a small plate where it gets with the 1 cup of rice it get filled up. Okay, so always choose a bigger plate. Okay, and extra curry should be added there. So always carbohydrates we get from the all food groups, okay, and all from all the food groups, every food group has a carbohydrates in your food. So all the vegetables you can include, all the fruits has carbs, all the whole grains has carbs, seeds has carbs, nuts and beans, everything comes from the carbs. So choose in the way that it should be gives you good amount of energy, good amount of carbs, good amount of muscle mass, where you can lead to a healthy weight gain. Okay, coming for the fat contain healthy fat foods, it is the most important. So the oil where we have to be being checked whether you can add up a ghee, whether it might be a buffalo ghee or a cow ghee, you can include it, whether it might be a healthy fat like avocado spreads where you can include it, whether it might be a peanut butter. Okay, it is made, it is a protein, a good amount of protein also, and good amount of healthy fat it would be. But there is a limitation, like how much are you taking it? Eating a handful of nuts every day and every eating overeating, it doesn't gives you it gives you too much of calories, not extra calories. That you have to be, and a check like how much portions, how much quantity are you taking? Always be on a check of your portion sizes. Okay, so mixing up with the different nuts, okay, changing up with different kinds of seeds of oils, that would be helpful for you, you know, to better to take a intake of a healthy fat way. So it might be salmon is a good omega-3 fatty acids, as we can take when the salmon, the fish, okay, as well as the walnuts, the flax seeds, all the nuts, seeds and nuts, where you can include the olives, the olive oils, okay, the sunflower seeds, the peanut oil, everything you can include it, but it should, the portion sizes are important, and consumption, you have to be on a check, like how much are the carbs are you taking, how much of the protein and how much of the fat it is, to know the right amount of the measurements and the right number of the portions, as well as the calorie count is must important, from which it is getting the fat, a good fat or a bad fat, that is most important to know to gain up your healthy weight gain. So as I was talking about, eat more frequently. So not only the three main meals where you have to stick on to, but eating frequently, like every second hourly. I always talk about a healthy balanced diet, eating second hourly, that is most important in our daily life, where you have to get scheduled, plan the diet, where it is very important to store up all the nutritions and the vitamins, where you can utilize it, the tissues will get utilized, and it has for the future it is very important. So as we have been seeing into this, looking into this picture, as every second hourly, it is something or the not only the main meals. So as every meal has extra extra foods where it has, whether it might be tea or coffee or milk, but not only the tea or coffee or milk, but it has been added with some other nuts would be, whether it would also added with any kind of snack, a healthy snack it is there. Fruit is there, juice is there, as well as also some kind of a different kind of veggies has been also being included. See, as we are looking to the dinner, so the rice is there, okay, so that is what the proteins, the green leafy vegetables, everything is there on the picture. So where you have to increase the portion sizes according to the food groups, not according to the only the rice has to not include it, but also from the different food groups where you have to include it, where you have to eat in an extra way, but not in a unhealthy way. Okay, eat large portions, as I'm talking about, as I've been said, like choose always a big plate, not a small plate, where in a very big plate will be can add with an extra curries into your plate. So kick out the stress. The main thing is stress, where if you are stressed out, you will not get a proper sleep, as well as you won't feel like to eat anything. So if you are stressed out, you will be under depressed, okay, you might feeling with other queries, and also always kick out the stress, which is most important, where you can balance up your exercise, your good amount of food, okay, and always go with a good frequent meals with the large portions of meals, as well as exercise. If these three are there, where you can gain up a healthy weight gain in your daily, okay, to maintain up your healthy mass, to maintain up your healthy fat, where you have to include all the three. So as I was talking about the sleep also, having a good quality of sleep, it is most important. So at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep is must, where you can be healthily, you can go with some exercise would be okay. If you're stressed out, your stressed hormone will get released, and you won't feel like you get fatigue easily, okay, you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like exercising and all. So always stress free and good amount of sleep is most important in our daily life. Keep a record always. If you're maintaining up your weight, if you're doing of exercise, if you're having a increased calorie diet, calorie dense diet, you have to keep a record, like you have to see like how much are you gaining it. So in a week you can gain up to 1 to 2 kgs, like I was talking about. So always make sure you record it, and to know that you're gaining it, you're gaining your weight, like how much are you gaining it by doing all this. As I was talking about, a proper extra calorie meals, increasing the frequent meals, as well as increasing the portion sizes, and a good amount of exercise, which can help you to increase your healthy weight. And stay hydrated always. Yes, for the stay hydrated, as I was talking about, the metabolism, the wastage will always, when you're eating too much, you also the waste will develop in your the body, okay, the digestion gets the more, okay, so always make sure to remove up the wastage from your body. You have to get hydrated, whether you can be hydrated by any kind of smoothies, whether it might be any kind of liquids, whether it can be a coconut water, whether it can be buttermilk, or any kind of fresh fruit juices where you can include it. That is most important, where you can have at least 3 to 4 liters of water in a day. Weightlifting is must, as I was talking, exercise is must, okay. So macronutrient distribution, as I was talking about, from where you have to meet up your calories, from where do you get your calories, from which kind of food groups are you getting out. So total calories I was talking about depends on your body mass, your BMR, and your weight, okay. To increase up your calories, where I have to know out, and we will be distributing the calories, the extra calories, where in a day I can distribute up to like 2,500 to 3,000 kilocalories. What can I can include with the healthy carbs, okay, with a healthy fat and a good amount of protein. with the exercises which has to be included in your diet. So carbohydrates would come up to like 60 to 65%. Okay, that is what I was talking about, the carbs, the complex carbohydrates. The carbs, as we have been seen in the previous slide, the carbohydrates get from the all the food groups. Okay, food groups like I was talking about, it come from the vegetables, it come from the cereals, pulses, nuts. Okay, it can add up to like 450 to 400 and around to nearby like 500 grams per day where you can include it. Like almost 60 grams of the carbs, almost 65 to 70 where it gives you the calories, okay, where you get from the carbohydrates, the 80%, okay, almost the 70% where you get the carbohydrates, and the calories from the main thing is from the carbohydrates. The protein is from 20 to 25% where you can include up to 150 grams to kilocalories where you can add up like 150 grams to 188 grams. Protein, I was talking about the meat products as well as where you can include the milk products, where the nuts, the plant-based protein also can be included up to 20 to 25% in your plate, okay, in a day. It is like I'm talking about in a day, not on a month or a weekly basis, but I'm talking about weekly daily distributions. Okay, the fat, the healthy fats where you have to be included, as I was in the previous slide, as I was mentioning about the healthy fats, it whether it might be like fish, whether it might be omega-3 fatty acids like olives, okay, the walnuts would might be the nuts. Okay, so fat, you it has to be included like almost 20 grams of fat, where it gives you like almost 50 to 65 grams of fat should be included in your daily diet. This is the macronutrients distributions in per day of the distributions. Okay, the foods to avoid. Yes, junk, as we have been hearing too much like eating fats, eating junk food will be gaining the weight. No, not at all. Eating junk doesn't put you on weight gain. Okay, it is like instant weight gain might would be, but not a like a healthy weight gain. Okay, you have to increase up your muscle protein, but not okay, but not an instant fat where the junk increases your fat. A junk food is nothing, gives you 0 calories in your diet, where junk food, it would be, you can see it would be easy way out of lots of healthy health complications would be like, as I was talking about dyslipidemia, sugars, okay, your diabetes, your abnormal thyroid profiles would see the complication, the risk factors would might increases in your body. So that is why we always say no to the junk food. So always keep a note that eating out, eating a full fat diet which gives you weight gain. No, but it is not at all, no. It's a myth. But a healthy diet where a calorie dense diet, which is most important, where it gives you a good proper weight gain, but not we doesn't want an instant weight gain, but we want a healthy weight gain. Okay, so refined sugars, yes, might lead to a high triglycerides levels, as also leads to insulin resistance. The insulin resistance, as we have been seeing too much of complications in the early teenagers, like it would be might PCOD would can be result at abnormal thyroid levels, where the hormonal imbalance has been developing. Okay, there are people nowadays are too much of obese, or too much of lean, or they have them in eating disorders would might be, so always be on a check of it. And also everything gives you a 0 calories in this, it gives you absolutely empty calories in your diet. So refined products which has been as a flour, it might be gives you empty calories, which has been a whole grain. So always choose in a form of whole grains, cereals, fruits and fruit juices, as I was refined products, which gives you always, it might be a maida based product, whether it might be a bakery products, whether it might be a sodas, whether it might be any packaged food, any dabba kind of foods which has been preservated for the longer times, gives you 0 calories. Okay, where you can replace with a healthy complex, a whole grain, whether it might be biscuits, like whole biscuits, you can include it, the cereals, the fruits, where the crunchy fruits, where if you're craving for the sweets, where you can choose berries kind of, nuts kind of, where nuts easily you can include in the form of, whether it might be in the form of smoothies, whether in the form of chickies in the place, on a healthy bar. Cereal bars have also been available now, where you can choose all in a healthy way, but not in a uh, junk food. Okay, so this is a menu where you have to include it up in your, as this in this diet we have been seeing like I have been given like early morning with the milk, and been also added up almonds, walnuts, it might be fig, apricot and dry dates. Okay, not only one or two nuts have been added, but I gave figs, apricot, dates, everything. It is that I have been increasing the control portion sizes there. Okay, I'm adding up the different kinds of nuts I've been adding. So it also, I'm also giving a masala dosa is because I want you to include a starchy vegetables, also the carbs, even the vegetables. Okay, the dosa, the masala dosa, where you can add up your potatoes in that, where it gives you a healthy starchy carbs. Okay, where you can include when you're gaining, when you're looking for the weight gain, you can add up a starchy vegetables also in your diet, like potatoes, sweet potatoes, it might be, you can include up in your daily diet. So as I have, it might be coconut chutney, it is an oil seed again. Okay, so where it gives you a calorie count, so calorie dense we have to look in up. So that is what I gave, a coconut chutney and a coffee there and a fruit yogurt. Okay, yogurt again you can choose, go with a full fat milk yogurt, where the full fat yogurt, it is available in the markets, where you can add up with the berries and seeds. Okay, where you can have it in your mid morning snack. And lunch may, you can add up your sprouts, your veggies, where you can sort it out with like olive oil or peanut oil, where which increases the extra with the butter. Also you can include with the ghee, also you can include over there the whole wheat chapatis again, with also you can include with the ghee, ghee based parathas, where you can include, whether it might be spinach paratha, or else aloo paratha, where gobi paratha would might be. You can have it in a different way, where you can increase up your calorie count there. So as your mid-morning dinner may also, you can include in a different, the extra added sugar, the extra added food with a healthy and extra added calorie count should always be calorie dense. It is also important. So tips for the weight gain, so this is to remember, these are the tips to weight gain, is like avoid water before meal. Okay, so usually we see, like we be hearing, like for the obesity people will be telling, before you start eating have a glass of water, because it gets full, then they tend to eat less. So for you, don't take water before your meals, so that you eat more, your stomach doesn't get full easier. That is what, avoid the water before your meals. Okay, eat frequently, as I was talking about. Don't stick on to the main meals, have frequently good amount of food, a healthy diet, have frequently. In a healthy bars, it would be, as I was talking about, a healthy snack would be a cereal snack with a protein shakes would be, it might be a healthy fruits, all fruits. Okay, the high calorie fruits, where you can include them, whether it might be mango, whether it might be a sapota, whether it might be banana, where you can add up in your smoothies, whether you can add up in your fruit bowls. You can have a big bowl of fruits with added nuts. Okay, and seeds, dates, raisins, which gives you high calorie. So eat nutrient dense foods. Yes, I was talking about, as I'm talking about, use a big portion sizes, the big plate I was talking about. consume full fat milk and dairy products. Yes. If you're not taking full fat milk, even we'll be getting about skim milk powder, where skim milk powder can be included in your milk, or else you can also include in your custards, okay, where also you can include in your smoothies full skim milk powder, as well as you can also include in the wheat, when you're making chapati, you can with the skim milk powder also. It is like adding up the extra amount of food, the calories, which is, that is most important. Get enough sleep. As I was talking about the stress hormones, where you feel like easily fatigued. No, so that is why minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep, that is most important, where you get good amount of exercise, where you want good amount of sleep, you want good amount of healthy, balanced, high calorie, dense diet. It is most important to gain weight. Okay, so if you have any kind of smoking, alcohol, try to quit from the smoking and alcohol. So always make sure to remember these healthy weight gain tips. So as we are from the fertility, so how does underweight affects your fertility in the woman? This is the most important thing where we have to talk about in the Oasis. Like underweight women have it is not a problem to getting a pregnancy, but in other way if you're seeing, but you have to be have a problem of conceiving. Like most often people doesn't get it has more due to the ovulation, okay, the failure of the egg release from the ovaries. Okay, so if your BMI is 18, if you're underweight, okay, it can causes the oftenly causes to the menstrual cycles, okay, may stop your ovulation. Yes, can cause the ovulation to stop altogether. So always healthy weight is most important. Okay, not too much of obese, not too underweight. So healthy weight, normal BMI weight is most important in the fertility woman where you're looking for. Being underweight can also be a problematic when you are pregnant. Yes, if you are too lean, how will you carry your baby? So you have to maintain your weight. So whenever you go to a doctor, if you're lean, you might be experienced so much. Okay, I'm not telling you nothing new now. So you have to look into like how much weight you are. So if you are underweight, obviously, first thing doctor will advise you to increase your weight and come back. Okay, you have to meet a dietitian. Doctors will suggest you. Yes, you might raising too much of I think in bakagane unnanu kada, why I have to gain my weight, but it is most important in the woman to be in a normal weight, not underweight, not too much of obese. Okay, everything is related to the body. That is why the complications gets raised up high. So always in the fertility where you have to be look after your menstrual cycles may cause us to the ovulation. Okay, that is the most thing where a healthy weight gain, if you help out to improve in your pregnancy, where your pregnancy as well as your baby will be in a healthy way. Okay, so always make sure to be healthy with a good weight, with a calorie dense diet, a good regular exercises is the most thing to gain up a healthy weight gain. So here is a quote to key is the keynote where you have to carry and remember it. Being underweight can destroy you overall your health and also take you through the path in the various health problems. Yes, as I was talking about all the risk factors. Yes, I have been telling too many of risk factors, as I have been we have seen too much of risk factors as being developing if you are underweight. Okay, so you have to destroy all, which makes you destroy all over your health. So gaining weight extremely important in a healthy way. Okay, putting on a healthy weight with a balanced diet. Okay, not with a would not by an eating an a healthy not eating an a fat diet, but it should always healthy weight from a balanced diet. Weight training is even more unambitious than this, so always focus on a healthy weight to make yourself. So Focus on a healthy weight with a balanced diet with a healthy weight. That is most important thing where you have to carry out today. So nutrition is not just about eating, it's about learning to live. Okay. So always nutrition, if you're eating it today, you have to carry it. You're carrying for the future. Okay. If you are learning today, it has to be get utilized where you have to implement for yourself, where it has been stored up, which gives you a good amount of, whether it might be good weight, whether it might be proper hormones in your body. Okay, this is how the weight is most important, whether it might be underweight or overweight, but healthy weight is most important in your daily, okay, in your body. So, thank you. If you have any queries, kindly let us know the questions